Hello, I'm Cassie Knoll. This week on Suncoast FYI, Robbins Realty, Schirmer Dentistry, the latest from SRQ and Men, Whiskey, and Watches, benefiting Child Protection Center. All next on Suncoast FYI. Thanks for joining us today on Suncoast FYI. Harry E. Robbins Associates, Inc. is a real estate company built on integrity, hard work, and tradition. Here to tell us more about their company is Kevin Robbins. Welcome to the show.
Yes, Cassie, thanks for having me.
It's good to have you here today. I read a little bit about the history of your company. It sounds really interesting. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, we've been in Sarasota for a long time. My family has. We have a lot of deep roots here. My grandparents actually moved here back in the early 50s, so we've seen a lot of changes in our little town of Sarasota. Still a small town, but we've seen a lot of changes.
And you guys, so your grandparents actually started it, so you're the third generation?
Correct, third generation. So right now working in our office, my father Lloyd works in the office. He's been involved in the business about 40 years. And then also my brother Troy Robbins works in the company as well.
Wow, see, that's impressive. That's a really cool history.
My grandparents started a good legacy and we're just continuing that legacy.
Helping build and sell Suncoast.
That's right.
So tell me a little bit more about those properties that you sell.
Yes, our office does both. As I mentioned, we do residential real estate as well as commercial, but I specifically specialize in commercial real estate. So I work on warehouse properties, industrial type properties, commercial office buildings, commercial retail properties. Those are the type of properties I sell on a regular basis.
Who are your clients? Tell me a little bit about the local businesses that you work with.
Yes. So a good example of a local company I work with, I just sold a building to a furniture store, and they distribute furniture not only out of the area, but they also have a small retail component that they have inside their store. So I worked with them to find a building that fit their needs, and then we close on the transaction. So it was an exciting process for me to see them grow out of a couple thousand square foot space, and they're now in a 10,000 square foot facility.
Yeah. So now you can drive by there and be like,
I can drive by and say that's the building I sold, and we drive by with the kids and they say that's Daddy's sign, and so it's fun to be able to do that.
Very cool. So are there any other clients that you deal with besides business owners?
I do, yes. In addition to working with business owners to help them grow and relocate their businesses, I work with investors. Okay. And that can be anybody from a seasoned investor that does a lot of development projects. We used to do a lot of sales and marketing for development projects in the past, where we'd come in on the front end and we would help the developer determine what's the highest and best use for the property. Do we put a warehouse building on it? Do we put an office building on it? What size of units we put in the project? What kind of lease rates can we expect? We're not the end all to the equation, but we certainly play our role to help the developer figure out what is best for that project.
Oh, absolutely. Well, being so local, you guys have the best knowledge of what's going on down here.
We think we have a pretty good understanding of the market. We're in it every day. In addition to working with some of those larger, more sophisticated developers, we also work with smaller investors, and there's people that are probably sitting home today that are thinking, can I get involved in commercial real estate? And the answer is yes. I've sold investment property to individuals, or even just a partnership of two people that form a little group, and they'll buy properties that are maybe $100,000, $200,000, and we take care of the leasing for them, we do the management for them. So it's really something that all people can get into. Yeah. A lot of people look at commercial real estate and say, oh, it's only for people that are bigger organizations, and they go to the residential side for their investment needs. But commercial real estate's pretty easy to get into as well if you want to expand your portfolio.
With your help as well.
Correct.
With all the knowledge that you have of that.
Yes.
So what sets you apart? Why work with your firm?
Yes.
Besides all the reasons we already talked about.
Yes, yes. Obviously experience, we like to pride ourselves in the fact that we've been here a long time. We know the market very well. We know Sarasota very well. We try to keep track of what the trends are, what things are changing. I'd say mostly it's just our integrity. And my grandfather, when he started the company, he wanted to set himself apart from different companies that were already out there. And integrity was a big thing to him. He never looked at the commission dollars. He never looked at how much was he making. It was always about, how can I help the client? How can I serve the needs? How can I serve Sarasota and give back to something that's given him so much? And that's really the same tradition we carry on. We like to just serve our clients, treat them the best we can, and we think we have the experience to help them.
That is very cool. It sounds like a good reason to come to your company there. So if people are more interested in it, where can they go for more information?
If they need more information, they can visit our website. It's robbinscommercial.com. And, or they can also call our office at 924-8346.
All right, well, very cool. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
And next on Suncoast FYI, Schirmer Dentistry, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. Schirmer Dentistry is known for offering exceptional patient care, state-of-the-art equipment, and a wide range of dental services. Here to tell us more is Dr. David Schirmer. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Cassie. It's a pleasure to be here. So nice to be here at SNN.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad to have you here. You're getting in our holiday spirit.
Yeah, I know. Christmas.
Coming around. So tell me a little bit about your education and training on your path to becoming a dentist.
Well, sure. I attended Niagara University where I studied marine biology. Yes, and then went on to get my doctorate in dentistry at Georgetown University. And then most recently I've been enrolled at the Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg School of Public Health, where I've been studying biostatistics, epidemiology, and public health.
You know, the marine biology sounded a lot more fun than the last part that you just named there.
Well, I know. It's one of the reasons I'm here. I enjoy that as well, and plan to help out at Mote Marine.
So tell me about your office. Where is it located?
Well, we're located on South Tamiami Trail, across the street from Sarasota Memorial Hospital. It's a space that we've renovated and opened in August of this year.
Oh, so brand new. Brand
new and state-of-the-art, brand new everything. And we're very happy to be introducing some new technologies, and we could talk about that a little bit later.
I was going to ask you, so what kind of dentist are you actually? Do you do family or pediatrics, and do you have any special interest in dental care?
Well, Cassie, I'm a general dentist with special interest in cosmetic dentistry. And I also, as well as the full range of restorative dentistry, fillings, crowns, veneers, root canal treatment, all of those things. Yeah. I have a special interest in the treatment of patients who have obstructive sleep apnea.
Oh, wow.
We can treat those patients with an oral appliance if they have mild or moderate forms of this very common disease, which affects about 1 out of 8 Americans, and relieve their symptoms without them having to go through the hassle and difficulty of using CPAP, which is continuous positive pressure machine.
Yeah, because then you have the machine and the mask and everything. You guys can do that with like a mouth guard or something?
Yeah, one that it advances the lower jaw, and in doing so advances the tongue and prevents collapse of the airway.
Wow.
And it works fabulously if we select the patient properly.
That's very interesting. That's a very unique, that's something I haven't heard from another dentist to tell me about that before.
It's uncommon. Another special interest of ours is facial aesthetics. And one of my staff members is also a facial esthetician licensed in the state of Florida. And I'm certified to provide Botox and Juvederm filler technique. And it's a nice way to finish a beautiful case where we have given a person a new smile, and then we give them a brand new look.
Oh my goodness. Wow, you offer a wide variety of services there. That's impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
So you also have new dental technologies that are unique to our community. Tell me about those.
Right, yes. We're the only office that has the new Airflow Master Piezon cleaning technique. This is done in some countries in Europe, and it's slowly being introduced here, but this system uses a gentle air spray of air and water with glycine particles. Glycine is a protein-like substance that, when sprayed at the tooth surface, dissolves all stain and debris and biofilm, which we sometimes call plaque. And then we come back and use Piezon electronic energy to simply vibrate any other debris off the tooth surface.
Wow.
The beauty of this is that it's much faster and no sensitivity.
Yeah, I was going to say no scraping. It doesn't
No
sound like it.
scraping.
That's my least favorite part about cleaning.
Yes, and almost everybody has that sensitive little area that they really don't want the hygienist to go near.
Yeah.
Well, with Piezon, we really don't. We just use this vibrational energy.
Well, you've made going to the dentist sound like fun and like it's a pleasant experience at your office. So
Well, it can be.
If people want more information about your office, where can they go for that?
Well, we have a website. It's www.schirmerdentistry.com.
Okay. Well, definitely go check it out. If you need somebody who's going to help you relax and new state of the art, that sounds wonderful. That really does. That cleaning, that sounds great. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Well, thank you, Cassie. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. And coming up on Suncoast FYI, SRQ is offering new airline services just in time for the busy holiday travel season. We'll have those details next, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. Do you have travel plans coming up for the holidays? Rick Piccolo joins me now to tell us how SRQ is getting prepared for the busy travel season. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Cassie.
I was
Happy
going
to be here.
welcome back.
Yes.
You're a pro at this. So what new airline services does SRQ have as we approach the busy holiday travel season?
Starting in December, we have 4 new services starting. Nonstop service to Newark starts December 19th. Nonstop service to Detroit also starts on the 19th. We add another airline, WestJet Airlines, with nonstop service to Toronto on the 18th. And we have Boston service that started just recently as well. So we have 4 new destinations in the last month.
That's fantastic. And those are kind of our key cities where we have snowbirds come from for the seasons?
Yes, that seasonal service, in addition to the other cities we serve, like New York and Washington, Atlanta, Chicago, all help, all big centers of travel from our markets.
Yeah, it gives the people down here a lot of options
Yes.
for where they want to
Yes.
travel to conveniently without having to drive up to Tampa International. So how does the airport fund its operation?
That's a favorite part of what I get to talk about the airport. We're actually the closest thing you'll find to private enterprise. We receive no tax funds for our operation. Everything we do at the airport is funded through our business operations, whether it's receiving funds from the airlines for using the airport, but also from rental cars and parking. We have an industrial park. We have general aviation activities. So the airport's annual budget of about $20 million is funded through our business operations.
Oh my
So
goodness.
the public doesn't have to pay anything except when they use a service at the airport. They would use at any airport.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Again, good for the community down
Yes.
here as well.
Yes.
So what major projects do you have going on at SRQ right
We have
now?
a number of major projects that also have a great deal of impact on construction and create jobs. We have a new air traffic control tower going up. We just broke ground on that just a couple weeks ago. It's a $25 million project. It'll take
Wow.
about 2 years to complete. It'll move the tower over to the along US 41. It'll be about 140 feet in the air.
Oh, okay.
And it opens up about 100 acres in the infield then for future development, the infield of the airfield. And that's, again, generating revenue for the airport in the future and helping with our financial stability. Another major project going on today, and as we talk, is a curbside project in front of the terminal. It's about a $5 million project to renovate the curbside, make it 5 lanes of contiguous traffic, new LED lighting, new landscaping, and that should take about a year to complete. And then we finished most of the phases of the terminal renovation. The last 4 years have been doing that work. Spent about $20 million on that. And as you can see, the terminal, when people have gone through it, is essentially brand new. And we retired the debt on the terminal that was built in 1989. So we have basically a new terminal and no debt at the airport.
Wow, that's very impressive
Yes,
that you're able
yeah.
to make all of these improvements without taxing the community and offer so many fabulous services.
Yes, we're real pleased with it.
That's very cool. So what is the economic impact of the airport here on
I think
Suncoast?
that's another thing that's very interesting is the Florida Department of Transportation did an economic impact study for all 20 air carrier airports in Florida. And SRQ has a $966 million annual economic impact with
Whoa.
over 11,000 jobs in the community derived from the activities of the airport. There's over 50 businesses on the airport itself, over 2,000 jobs at the airport
Wow.
itself. So the airport's a real big economic generator in the community. And when you look at the airport having nearly $1 billion a year economic impact without using any tax money to generate that, we're a major player for the economic vitality of the community. And at the same time, we're not taking revenues from the community, we're actually generating revenues for the
Oh,
community.
yeah.
The airport's activities generate about $2.5 to $3 million a year just in sales taxes. Our businesses and the airport pay about $300,000 a year in property taxes. We generate other tax revenues from other businesses. So the airport's a big generator of economic activity, jobs, and tax revenue for the community.
That's so impressive. All good reasons to fly
Yes.
SRQ. So real quick, tell me, when are you planning to expand your international services?
All right. Well, right now we have two Canadian carriers. Air Canada flies daily from Toronto during the winter, and for the first time did twice a week service in the summer. So our Canadian traffic is picking up. WestJet, as I said, will start service December 19th, twice a week. So we have some Canadian international service now. We're finishing our Our customs facility was just expanded to handle 300 passenger peak hours. So we're out there trying to find some international service from Europe. And we think as you see the growth of the community and the growth of what's going on with the rowing and all that, that it's only a matter of time when we'll see some of that international service as well. But we have the capacity to handle it now.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that information. A lot of that, I'm sure a lot of our viewers just did not know about SRQ. So that's fantastic that you're getting the word out there. And again, good reasons all to fly SRQ. So where can people go for more information about all this?
They can go to our website, www.srq-airport.com, or they can call our phone number 359-2770, and there's a bunch of services on there that they can access.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for the invitation. Appreciate it.
And coming up on Suncoast FYI, Men, Whiskey, and Watches. Sounds interesting, right? The details are next, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. The third annual Men, Whiskey, and Watches event will be taking place next week, and it's all for a good cause. Here to tell us more are Tina Grantham and Melissa Lane. Welcome to the show, ladies. I love the name of this event. It always sounds like so much fun. Tell me a little bit about it and where it will be taking place this year.
Sure. We're having it next week, a week from today, December 10th, 4 to 8. We're having it at the Philippi Creek Mansion. It's a wonderful event, third year. Last year we had about 250 guests and we raised about $120,000.
Oh my goodness.
So this year we're thinking we might get to 300 or more, and we're looking to exceed what we did last year.
I was going to say Men, Whiskey, and Watches sounds like a good time.
It is.
For everybody that's there.
It is a good time.
So tell me a bit about some of the features for this year's event.
So this year we are actually featuring our first annual Texas-style poker tournament, or Texas Hold'em style poker tournament. And our entry fee will allow you to win possibly up to $4,000 worth of goodies.
Oh my goodness.
We have a watch donated by Carrots Jewelers, and we have a very nice bracelet that was made by Coffrin's Jewelers. We also have a Formula One simulator, which is really live action, feel the racing in your seat type of thing, and we're going to have time trials for that. They can try to win a Tag Heuer watch for that. We've got a great live and silent auction, so you can possibly bid on a 7-day trip to Steamboat, maybe a Gucci watch. We have Saks Fifth Avenue donating a $2,000 shopping spree. We have BMW giving us, in accord with Lamborghini, a Lamborghini experience. So lots of awesome things that you can bid on. That's really fun.
They all sound fabulous.
Yes.
And speaking of fabulous too, tell me about that James Bond experience.
Really cool. So we had an experience that we donated that at our pre-party, or we had it bid at our pre-party, which Schirmer Property Group hosted for us, and the video itself showed the experience of a person arriving at our event next week. So it was bid on there. It sold for $8,000. And
so someone's actually going to get to do that?
Yeah, so it is a James Bond experience. You're coming in a BMW i8, which is going to take you to a helicopter and fly you into the event. So yeah, really awesome. And Saks Fifth Avenue is providing the clothing for it.
Oh my goodness. I'm grinning. I'm like, this is so I wish I could be James Bond. That would be so cool. So tell me a little bit about the BMW of Sarasota being the presenting sponsor, and who else is supporting this event?
So yes, BMW is presenting sponsor again for the third year. We're very happy about that. We also have many other sponsors. The Cottage on Siesta Key is sponsoring, and they're going to be doing the food at the event. The Hub Media is also sponsoring. We have Grossi and Dennis McGillicuddy. We also have Sarasota Magazine sponsoring this year. Saks Fifth Avenue is sponsoring, the Valentinos, and many other people have come out and helped us to sponsor this event.
And it's a very important event because it helps Child Protection Center in a multitude of ways. You want to tell me a little bit more about that, Melissa?
Well, we really need the support for our children, and what we're looking for is to really bring in everybody in the community to come and help support CPC in its efforts. Our mission is in the prevention, intervention, and treatment of child abuse. So we, in prevention, go out to schools. We talk to children at every grade level, talk to them about personal safety, touching rules, internet safety, anti-bullying. We on the intervention side, saw 1,021 children last year to help assess what's been going on when a call came into the abuse hotline. 60% of those allegations that were called in were validated and true. So we had to collect that evidence that could be used in court. And then on the therapy side, we're there to help that family through and that child to release the trauma, to help them survive what they've been through. Not only that, but to know they can thrive in life. So our team of experts in all 5 of our programs under our mission of prevention, intervention, and treatment work really hard to make not only this a cause that people can stand behind, but make, and with events like this, make it really engaging.
If you didn't have these events though, and didn't have people supporting them, we wouldn't be able to have such a wonderful facility here on the Suncoast. So tell me,
That's the truth.
if people are interested in coming to the event, all the exciting things we talked about a little bit earlier with that, Men, Whiskey, and Watches, where can they go for more information?
Well, they can call our center, 941-365-1277. My extension's 103. They're welcome to call. Also on our website, cpcsarasota.org. You can link to the event and buy tickets from there.
All right.
And we have a Facebook page as well.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
The event sounds fantastic. We've seen the video, all good reasons to join and help out as well, of course, all for a good cause with Child Protection Center. So thank you very much for coming on the show today,
Thank you.
ladies.
Thanks
We
for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Thank you.
And stay tuned to Suncoast FYI. We'll be right back. That's our show for today, and thanks so much for joining us. If you would like to promote your business or event on Suncoast FYI, we would love to hear from you. Just call our sales department at 941-361-4223. I'm Cassie Nault, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.